this does. What are you talking about? That it doesn't lean in heavy. I mean, it's all family, Vex. It's all family.
I felt it was very shallow the way it chose to explore it. Like,
It's okay.
Oh, that's some
Ooh,
more
exactly.
garbage talk. More
what?
garbage talk. Here we go. Blue Beetle's trending.
What?
Why?
Blue Beetle is trending. People are discovering Blue Beetle now that it's on HBO Max the last couple of days. And most of them are saying, what happened? Why did I know about this film? Would have seen it in the theater. Now I have discovered it.
Mhm.
And I got to tell you, Vex, with your video Latino, you know, points there on the title. Very, very cute.
Thank
I know you didn't like it, but let's just start from here. Let's just start
Mhm.
from right. The Marvels makes the Blue Beetle fucking Shakespeare.
I agree. I agree 100%.
Blue Beetle is a very simple origin story film. I saw that they said, you know what, we're going to make this a different origin story film we're going to take the angle of the family.
Mhm.
And I know you were heavily on that this was a pandering film. Totally disagree with you.
Mhm.
I did I have some problems with it? Yes, they're very minor.
Mhm.
But I think I think it's great that audiences are finding out about this film now that is streaming. What are your thoughts? Go.
Um I can understand why why you would say it's not a pandering film because does seem to get some aspects of Latin culture, especially from the family angle, very well, pretty on the nail for the most part. I think in my video I recall critiquing that they just didn't dive into that or lean into it more, especially because family was such a huge part of Blue Beetle's kind of background and origin story and a buildup, right? They were very much trying to make sure that family was a central part of this entire movie. Um, they just didn't execute it very well. I really had hoped that they would lean more into that instead of going with a very stereotypical origin story for a character, especially because the
But it but
yes or no. Sorry, go ahead.
that's what films are all about, is leaning in on stereotypes. I don't understand. It's a Mexican family, right?
No, I'm saying
That's
they didn't.
exactly what they are. I have relatives exactly like that. In fact, I've never seen it done so authentically before in a long time. That shit was funny.
Oh, no, no. So my
So
my
those are
point is,
stereotypes. And
yeah.
they worked.
So that no, so when I say lean into the family element, I mean explore that more. I felt it was very just thrown in there for the sake of the plot moving forward, or just because there
Lean
was an
in more.
instance.
That's all they did was lean into the family.
I
I mean,
didn't feel that they did.
it was
I
so
really didn't feel like they
intertwined
did.
with Jaime and who he was.
Mhm,
Jaime is Clark Kent,
mhm,
right? And Mom and Pa Kent are the family.
mhm.
That his whole family that nurture and give him everything and to be the man who he is. What are you talking about? That's all they do is lean.
I
That's
didn't get
beautiful.
enough of that. I felt it was very rushed and thrown in there for the most part, and I would have much preferred that they just focused on his family more than his superhero origin.
I
I think
mean,
that would have made a better film.
I think no, you're definitely off. You're definitely off. If anything, there was probably one or two more characters in the family
Mhm,
for storytelling's sake. Too
mhm.
much for story, because it's like it is a lot of characters, right?
Gotcha.
That the mom was pretty useless. Of the mom, she had a nice moment. Who is Elpidia Carrillo from Predator? The the woman that survived in the movie Predator with Schwarzenegger. That's the same
Mhm.
actress. Oh,
Really?
yeah, that's Elpidia Carrillo. She played the mom. She
Oh,
just never acts. You just never see her. But that was
alright.
her. Um, I mean, I thought it was. I mean, each family member had
Mhm,
something very specific to give to Jaime. Had something very specific to give to the story. I think that was wonderful from the father
mhm,
to the uncle to the sister.
mhm.
So different from each other, and of course, the nana was just was fantastic. But at the end of the day, Jaime Reyes is such a good kid
Mhm.
who is so selfless. And his conflict, was that he's losing these family members. I don't want this power. I don't want it.
I
My
didn't get that
people are
at
dying.
all. I didn't get that
And
at all watching it, no.
I saw that's all I saw. Because he
Like
didn't want this power, right? It's very
yes.
clear. That was his motive. Like Bruno, let's go, let's figure out how do we get this. And then once he realizes it, that's when you're seeing that conflict. And then it's the uncle giving him a little pep talk.
Mhm,
Then he's got to go protect his family. He can now with those
mhm.
powers. Then the father dying. Then him getting captured. Then the family going to save him. Then in his dream state, which was just this incredible cosmic dream state where his father finally says, "This is my purpose. My purpose is that I'm here right now showing you the next step in your evolution. You're given this power by the universe. Go and fucking grab it." And that's
Mhm.
exactly what it does. What are you talking about? That it doesn't lean in heaven. I mean, it's all family, Vex. It's all family.
I felt it was very shallow the way it chose to explore it. Like the depth of say like the scene where Jaime sees his dad die. Didn't feel it at all because most of Jaime's development, like in the background outside of Blue Beetle, was focused on him trying to get in the pants of the female. What's her name?
They had a romance, and it's a straight romance. It's a
It
romance.
it just
It's
all felt very shallow and very superficial
oh
because it was like
sweet, it was beautiful.
there's
It was like
no, it
come
wasn't.
on,
It just felt
man.
like there's like, okay, we need romance, we need family, we need Hispanicness, we
Okay,
need a taco scene. It's just like it just felt
you
like
need
I
a
was seeing
taco
check
scene. What do you mean need a taco scene? What are you talking
the
about?
Tacomas with the
What
Tacoma taco scene.
what do you got against tacos?
I got
What's up?
I
What's
I
up?
drive a Tacoma, so I have nothing against Tacomas.
Listen, those elements you said are things that we complain about in this community that movies lack. Good
Okay,
story, family, good morals, him being a hero, romance. We get it, and then we shit on it. What's it gonna be, Vex?
hold on,
What's
hold
it
on.
gonna be?
So you make a valid point in which the community does criticize a lot of modern film for missing a lot of those wholesome elements. That's not necessarily a fault of Blue Beetle. It's just the fact that they put it in there and it's very superficially developed that I don't really care about those elements by the end of Jaime's journey. That's the problem I have with it. There was an angle that they could have just taken and written out. If anything, it would have worked better if they had taken all of the elements they put into the Blue Beetle film, instead of making a movie, make like a 4 episode miniseries on it.
Well,
That
listen,
would have
this
fleshed out
this was
every
also
problem I
going to
had.
be streaming. So
Yeah.
it's a very streaming. It's a very streamer film, right?
Mhm, mhm,
Family friendly, HBO Max. And I
mhm.
guess they saw something in it. We're not going to lose any money by putting it on the theaters. We'll make a few bucks because that budget was already allotted for it to be a streamer. And you could see that a little. You could see that a little bit, but man, I mean,
Budget is not a problem. I'm
mhm.
whenever I come into like a film, it's the basis on which it's built upon, not the shiny, knickknacks and all that stuff, right? So in terms of budget, that's not the concern I have. It's what they're building this entire movie off of that I have a problem with. It also didn't feel original. Again, there was another opportunity to bring a more original take to the superhero origin story, which we've already seen many times again. So a
But they
lot of this,
did. That's the family.
but they didn't do it very well is the
They
problem
did
I
it
have
really
with it.
well. They
No,
did
they
it
didn't do it
incredibly
very
well.
well.
They
Like
did it incredibly well.
if I'm okay, so if I'm thinking of say like hold on, what was another superhero that had family in the movie?
Don't say
Like
Batman.
that?
No, I'm not going to say bad because that one doesn't really work. Like family is
No.
more put in there to be the thing that
Well,
propels him forward, not builds him up.
Superman. Superman. Mom, Pa can't really teach him his morals as
I'm
well as
not as Are we talking about in
Zor,
the movies though? Because I'm not
as well
familiar
as
with.
Jor-El. Very father and son.
Last Aquaman.
That's what I'm getting is that um Jaime Reyes is that Clark Kent.
Mhm.
Jaime Reyes, yeah, well, yeah, okay, like he doesn't really have an alter ego. He's Kal-El. He's a good dude.
Mhm.
And he comes home and he finds that his world is completely upside down because his family, kept a lot of secrets from him,
Yeah.
which we do,
Yeah. Yeah,
which
that's not a problem. Yeah.
which we do, you know, and he's such an earnest dude that he doesn't fall into. See, this is where it's really unwoke because he could have fallen into that trap like his sister. Ah, you're a Mexican on this side of town. See, we have those family members that we argue with that bullshit. But he was like,
Mhm.
nah, no, no, no. I got big dreams. We're gonna do this. It's gonna be great. You know, for lack of better words, he's kind of more of that American kind of can do spirit, just like his father is. That they don't complain. Is like let's just get shit done.
Mhm.
So I thought it was really compelling. I don't, but hey, listen, we're gonna go back and forth. Um, I'm just I just think this is a gem of a film in regards to a really solid superhero film, especially from this past year. And no,
I liked it better than Guardians 3, so I'll give it that, and that was
really,
considered one of the better films of 2023. Yeah, I had, some of the issues I had with Blue Beetle, I sort of had with Guardians 3. James Gunn has a very specific way of telling superhero stories, and it's not that it's a bad way, it just seems like Guardians of the Galaxy 3, he dialed a lot of them up to 10. So, it felt like the film was really drawn out with these unnecessary long slow interludes with classic rock music in the background. I felt that they kind of destroyed a lot of Peter Quill's character by just kind of making
mm,
him a fucking wuss over Gamora for the whole film, even though there was a much bigger issue at play. I will say that the story with Rocket, very good. I thought that was the strength of the film. It's just the other half of the second story that they were trying to tell with the remaining Guardians didn't flesh out as smoothly as the Rocket story did, right? So that's why I would rank Blue Beetle a little bit higher, because at least it felt a little bit more cohesive, whereas Guardians of the Galaxy 3 felt a bit of a cut and paste mess. Like, James Gunn didn't know what he was doing with half of his movie
well,
outside of that.
Vex, you're I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say, but listen, this is the slant. So
Mhm.
I'd be a hypocrite if I was to not let you speak your piece.